Okay, welcome back to the C programming tutorial series. Let's talk about how to use basic variables. So first of all, remember the different types of variables. One of them was an int. So you can just type int. You can make an integer variable. You can say int a or whatever. You can give it a name. Now there's certain rules for variable types. It can't be any keyword. There's a bunch of keywords in a language, like int is a keyword. Return is a keyword. So you can go look up a list of like return keywords in a. But if you use a keyword, you try to for a variable, you try to compile it. It's the compiler won't let you; it'll give you an error. And also, variables names cannot start with a number. They can have a number in it, but they can't start with it. They can't have any special characters in it except for underscore. They can start with an underscore. They can start with. They can have letters, uppercase, lowercase, anywhere in it, including underscore, numbers, anywhere else. They can't have any other characters. So let's say we want to make an int. We call it I. And we can do it like that, and then we can set it to whatever integer values, 10 or negative 200 or whatever. We can even start it in the same line. We can say we declare it 300 here, and we can reassign it later, reassign it again later, whatever, like that. We can even declare multiple variables of the same type in one line. So we can go int A, B, C, and we can set some in the line, or all or none of them. Declare them all later on. Whatever, we can do that with the other types too. Like this, redeclare them later on. We could do all that stuff. Yeah, so now let's make a bunch of variables here. Let's make an integer that's 10, or we'll say negative 10, and we'll make an unsigned int. And we can also say just unsigned, which is an alias for unsigned int. But for now, we'll just say unsigned int, and we'll say, I don't know, 20. And then we'll say, let's make another variable. Let's call it short. I'll call it S, and make it negative, I don't know, 30, and unsigned short, and make that positive 30. Oh yeah, there's also signed int, which is an alias for int, and signed short, which is an alias for short. Anyways, so let's make a long, call it L. We'll make this equal to negative 40, and there's signed long as well, which is an alias for long. There's okay, let's make unsigned long. Oh, we didn't give a name to unsigned short. Sorry, let's call it US. Unsigned long, let's call it UL. Call this 40. Make this 40, and then let's let's make a float also F, and then we can make it a decimal. And if we want to make it explicitly float, so the compiler knows to make this like 4-byte value here or whatever, we can put an F after it. We can even do it as just 0F or 0.F or 0.0F, I think. Let's make this 0.5F, and then make double D and make this, oh, it's here. Make this 1.5 or negative 3.14, whatever. 159. Okay. And then make this whatever. Let's make a, oh, apparently there's also long double, which is like 8 bytes usually. Long double. Didn't realize that. Let's make I missed that one last lesson. Make that negative 300.00. Let's make a long too. Call it LL, and then make that, I don't know, negative 3000, and then make a long. There's also signed long, by the way, which is an alias for long. But let's make a unsigned long. So that's ULL, and then make that I don't know, 2000 or something. Okay, and then also let's make a char. See, and you can just set that to a character like this with single quotes around it. Or you could do you can set it to a number. By the way, 65 is the ASCII value for capital A. So if you set it to 65, it'll be a capital A. Let's by the way, chars are surrounded by little quotes. So if you wanted to say little quote itself, you'd have to do backslash. That's the escape character again, followed by a little quote surrounded in little quotes. And if you wanted to do the backslash character, you had to do backslash to escape the backslash, make it a normal backslash. Okay, and then you can print these out. You can say I is, and then if you want to, so print F, and then there's a format specifier for int. It's a D, so you can say I is %D, and then put I to match this first %D here like that. Put a backslash N here to make a new line. Okay, put a semicolon here. Okay, save that. Okay, let's compile and run that. I'm sorry, what is it doing there? Why is it giving me an error on this line? An expected identifier or before minus. Oh, shoot, I forgot to give it a variable name. I'm sorry. Okay, let's compile and run that again. Oh, another, okay, sorry. Okay, variable name. So it's type, variable name, and then if you want, equal some value. Okay, let's run that again. Okay, there we go. See, I is -10, which is I is %D. Okay, yeah, and then if you wanted to do like, okay, what's the value of UI? So for unsigned ints, you have to do %U and put here UI. Okay, run that. Come on. Okay, so UI is 20. Oh, by the way, if you were to put I here, well, actually, you could do that. But it could sometimes, if you, yeah, see, it's going to make it weird because it's treating as an unsigned int, but you got a negative value there. And so there's no negative value. So it represents it as a positive value. So you get this big number here. Yeah, so if you want to see numbers correctly, you got to match their format specifiers. You could put multiple format specifiers in the same printf statement. So if you put I is %D, and then UI is %U, then you just got to make sure that the first format specifiers always start with this %D goes with the first variable I. The second format specifier goes with the same variable, the second variable UI, okay, to make it match up. Right, so I is -10, UI is 20. Now imagine if I had put them in the wrong order or something, and I had gone like UI and then I like this. Well, then what's going to happen? You see, it gets I right because all unsigned values can be represented as int values. But well, actually, if this was too high, it would show as a negative value. So, because actually unsigned values have twice the positive range, but because it's so low, 20, it's within the range. But if you say UI, so now this UI is getting represented. Say you put UI is this, and then it matches with I, which is this positive value here, but you're representing it as a it's I, which is this negative value here, -10, but you're representing it as a positive. So yeah, you get that big number you saw before. So yeah, so get make sure they go in the correct order. And if we want to put more here, let's say we want to put S is, and then You can just use the same format specifier for shorts, %D, and go, and then put S here as the third one to match with this format specifier. So then that works. S is negative 30. And then unsigned short, you can so US is, and you can also use %U for unsigned shorts. I'll put here US. Okay, so that's a 30. Okay, now like long isn't %D. Long requires, so let's say that requires LD for long D, and the D is for like digit or something, or decimal, I guess decimal. So anyway, then put L here, match with that format specifier here, %LD. There's the negative 40. And then let's say this, okay, let's say an unsigned long. That would be it's LD here. And then it's LU for long unsigned. So I'll put here the UL to go with this %LU. Run it and check it out. That's a 40. Okay. Then let's see now. So let's say C is %C. That's the format specifier for a character. Add it over here. Then you get C as A. But if we made it C as %D, that represents it as a decimal. So C is %D. And you see here, you get C is negative 65. 65. That's look at C2, which I set to 65. Okay, add it over here. You can represent as a decimal, as I have here, %D. And you get C2 as 65. But if you change this to %C, well, then you're going to get C2 as A, because like I said, it's the ASCII value of A. Let's say %C here, represent them both as characters now. Yeah, okay, yeah, there. Okay, let's actually start a new printf line now, and let's talk about, well, actually, let's do long. So let's say L is, that's LLD, %LLD. So if we put it LL here like this is negative 3,000. Let's see now. Okay, so here you see LL is negative 3,000. Okay, and then if you want unsigned long, it's say ULL is %LLU for %LLU is the format specifier for unsigned long. Okay, so here we are. ULL is 2,000, which is what we set it to here. Okay, let's try some floats. Okay, let's put a new line here actually. \n. Okay, and then print f. F is %f. F is the format specifier for floats. So let's say f here. Okay. So f is 0. And then this number here, 5000000. Okay. Let's say we want double. So D is, you would put LF, which is long float. And then put here D to the second thing here to match with this second format specifier. Just like that. Okay. And then we got D is negative 3.141590. Negative pi, basically. Yeah, and I guess so apparently there's long double. So say LD is, and that's probably LLF. Let's try that for a long float. Okay, and LD to match with that. LD is, you know what? That's the ROG format specifier. Not sure the format specifier for long double. Okay, you know what? What is the format specifier for long double? Let's just look that up really quickly. Oh, it's capital LF. Okay. Okay, you know what? Okay, now here. Again, oh, that's funny. Why did it not work? Oh, you know what? You know, try just lowercase LF. I don't think it's good. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Oh, by the way, if you just make a variable like this, int a, or no, let's say int. Yeah, let's say int a, and then here a is %d. That isn't necessarily going to be 0. Let's see what it is. A is 16. Yeah. Let's try it again. It could be different value again. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's the same value? Okay, let's clean it again. Let's clean it and then... Oh, weird. Okay, you know what? I don't know why that would be. It's usually supposed to be like a random value. Let's try double x. And then say x is LF, percent %LF. Huh. 0. Okay. But sometimes it's a random value. You can't rely on it. Like you see, A was not 0. So, you know, if you want to know what your value is, what your variable holds, for sure, always put a value into it. Assign a value, because not assigning a value to it and then reading the variable is undefined behavior. Also, not returning a variable from a function that requires returning a variable is undefined behavior, except in C++, where you don't have to returning 0 from main is automatic from the main function. But this is C. I think it's C. You got to return. Make sure you put a return statement, which we have here. Okay, you know what? That's a little bit about how to declare variables, how to use like how to print out the value of variables. So I think that's good for this lesson. See you guys next time.